You are a regular person. You die. It doesn't stick. Right as you are about to ascend, your soul is about to pass through that dark Avernian gate into the underworld, some alien ghost approaches you. It might be a nun covered in bloody rags. It might be an old Civil War general made of nothing but chains. It might be a barking pile of blood-covered mosquitoes. It might be a lion with the head of Tony Curtis, because there's now a theme. And it says, you don't have to go. I can bring you back. But I want to come along for the ride. You awaken and you're back. What powers do you get of being a Sin Eater? One, you can never be knocked unconscious by the damage you take. You can keep taking damage and you will not die. You can eventually die, but it doesn't work. You come back the next day. You stop dying. Issue with that being, anytime your Geist brings you back, someone else has to go, has to keep the balance, and you may know that person who had to go so you and your Geist could come back. One body, two souls, and one of those souls is so desperate to live, is so desperate to feel what it is to live, to eat things and sleep with other things, and eat and drink and sleep with things all at the same time. And if you're not good, if your synergy, which is your new morality score, if your synergy drops low enough, you don't remember when your Geist takes over your body and does all those bad things. You just wake up and there's like 3 people around you, there's a pile of dead cheerleaders in the room, and you've got a Krabby on your crush because you're still playing Pokemon Go. I thought I deleted that game. Wanted to play more. I gotta get rid of this guy. If your synergy is high enough, you two start merging and then even more problems come along. The basic powers every Sin Eater gets. The death sight. You are aware of all the ghosts and all the death stains in the world. They come to you because they know they can hear you. You can hear them. You can step into Twilight, that weird ethereal parallel realm where the ghosts are hiding from people that step through enough. You can deal with ghosts. You can beat down ghosts. You can eat ghosts and regain their power. You can set up new fetters and talk to ghosts. Where's the money buried? Where is it? Where is it buried? Who do you need protected? What killed you? I'll kill it first, and then we kill it together. As a Geist, you can talk to and communicate with any ghost that's around. As a Geist, you can also point to a body and tell them by the minute how old they are and how soon they're gonna die. As a Geist, you can look at almost any body and know how they got to be a corpse. Deathly knowledge. It's insane. What Geist got shoved down on is there's almost no social structure. Yeah, you have a crew of a bunch of Sin Eaters who got together to try and cleanse the underworld. You end up ecologically being the parasites, I want to say, or like the termites of all the world, because Geist is a great blend over game, because as you might have picked on, every other game leads to a bunch of corpses and a bunch of dead bodies, and only Geist and Sin Eaters can absolve and move the ghost on. Yes, the werewolves and vampires had this massive kill fest. Now you got a bunch of werewolf ghosts who are mad. Someone has to go deal with that. Might as well be you. In Geist, there's not a lot of social structures, but they replaced it with archetypes, which don't give you any additional powers or bonuses, but they just give you a guideline. For example, Reapers. You might be a Reaper of the Torn. Reapers decide who lives, ghost or living, and who dies, ghost, living, or otherwise, or somewhere in between. Or Bone Pickers, who are just all about the short-term monetary gain, or Advocates, who want to separate the ghosts from the regular people. Member of the Torn, you were flat out murdered. Violence took you out. Or you could be one of the Stricken. Is it the stricken or the stricken? Yeah, you were one of the stricken. You died of a disease. You were one of the starved. You were ignored. You died of lack of something. You overdrank yourself. No one came in because you didn't feed yourself. The forgotten, random chance and happenstance, or the prey, you were preyed on by nature. A typhoon or a wolf torn you bit by bit. And the game book spends time saying, Well, what if a werewolf killed you? Yeah, you could either be the prey, or you could have just been a hapless victim, or you could come back as murder guy. It's up to you. Here's how the powers work. Here's what makes Geist so overpowered. They didn't make any more new material. There's like 4 books for Geist, while Mage has, I think, 26 as of this month. Vampire has maybe twice as many. Okay. You have keys. You have 10 keys that theme all the uses of your powers, and then you have your manifestations. Let me go over the main character of the Tombstone Kings of Queens. Robbie Crutch. So Robbie's a member of the Torn. He was killed, and part of the 6-episode miniseries is finding out who and how that happened. I gave him the powers of Gravedirt, rock and earth-themed powers, and Stigmata, blood and ghost-themed powers. Let's say I put 1 dot into Call, which is the manifestation of protection, physical protection. If he gets a dot in both, he can either cover himself in his own blood and be immune to ghost attacks, which no one can see, by the way, unless a mage is using Mage Sight or another Sin Eater sees you. No one sees you using your powers. Get out of jail free. And just like Vampire, people can see Sin Eaters wrecking up an entire household, and there's no backlash. There's no issue with it. No paradox, no lunacy is caused by werewolfness. You just do whatever you want as a Sin Eater, but you get both those powers. You can either cover yourself in earth and dirt and become more like a stone-based gargoyle to wail on people, or you cover yourself in blood. Or let's use one of the less direct powers of Geist. There are hundreds of powers in this, and one of the joy of it was understanding that system. The Rage. The Rage makes perfect sense. It's your ghost punch. I don't like that. Smack it. Stigmata lets you hurt ghosts as effectively as people, or draw them closer and just hurt them with your blood. Or Stone Power, you're an earthbender. Throw a rock at him. Get him, ghost. You get both those powers. You get a ridiculous amount of powers, in addition to everything else that you have to be this perfect advocate that would make for a great CBS television series. Very much grounded in reality. You are the balance force between the living and the dead. Like I said, abandoned red-headed stepchild of the world of darkness. Because they're so busy working on the second editions for all the other games that are more popular, this poor thing fell to the wayside. This is Persona meets GhostBusters, with the dark and horror turned all the way up.
A good way or bad way?
How fun would that be? You just develop your ghost buddy. Whether or not you get along is up to you. You get up your powers and you punch ghosts in the face. Or you eat them. Or they punch you in the face. The other world that Geist spend most of their time in is the underworld. You summon an Invernian Gate and you go down into these new concepts. It could look like a Western film from a 1960s film. It could be an actual underground cavern full of just toxic green slime and the river Styx running through it. And there are these old laws chiseled on all the walls. No Sin Eater may talk to a Geist. You can't activate your powers. No one can wear shoes in this realm. And they're reinforced by these Chthonians, these monsters I've never seen before. Because while your dice pool at the most can be somewhere between like 4 and 12 dice to roll for a success, Chthonians' attack rolls roll 39 dice. What chance do you have? Oh yeah, you bring in a level 5 mage for Morose and you start rewriting those laws for the fun of it. Like I said, mages make reality their bitch. Geists make ghosts their bitch. Casper, I'm not friendly anymore.